hebt helemaal, maar... Ik heb het net uitgetest, het werkte niet helemaal, maar dat kwam ook omdat de baan veel kouder was en ik geen fatsoenlijk rondje kon maken, dus... Maar als het goed is, is dat wel een beetje de... Ja, wat je moet halen. Alleen die laptimes moet je niet naar kijken, die zijn echt shit. Die slaan er nergens op. Ja, echt geweldig. Heb je gezien of niet? Ja. Ja, het ging goed. Tot ik in één keer 2 random drive-thrus kreeg. Toen dacht ik, wat de fuck was dit? Ja, ik zat niet in die delta. Dat klopt, maar die ging gewoon... Ja, laatste bocht. Ik zei ook van ja, ik ga gewoon driften. Ja, boom. Toen Charles Leclerc scream. No. Nou ja, maar op zich het ging goed, maar ja, ik kreeg zo snel in één keer die drive-thrus, ja, toen was het echt fucked on. Ik kreeg gewoon P8 of zo ergens, met een goede pitstopstrategie. Maar ja, ik had ook helemaal niet geoefend trouwens, ik had echt niet geoefend voor Canada. Gewoon niks, nul, nada, noppes. Echt geen zin meer in. Ja, hier wel heel veel voor. Dit vind ik ook een leuke baan. Ik heb trouwens mijn wheelbane, hè. Alleen niet mijn wheelbase. Nou ja, waar het op neerkomt, Fanatec heeft die wheelbase verkocht zonder dat ze toestemming hebben gehad van Sony. Dus ze kunnen ze de wheelbase niet verzenden. Ja. Dus nu moeten we wachten, zeg maar, tot die confirmation er doorheen is bij Sony en Fanatec. En dan pas mogen ze verzenden. En dat zal waarschijnlijk pas mid-januari ergens zijn. Dus ik denk dat ik het pas begin februari in mijn wheelbase heb. Dus ja, ik snap dat ook niet.
Bueno.
Oh.
Esto es muy interesante. Bienvenidos a la calificación.
Nou, ja, ik ga mijn frontwinkel wat omhoog doen, denk ik. Even kijken. Spain. Ik heb 39-33. Maar die ga ik nou naar 40-33 zetten, denk ik. Ik ga denk ik 36. Oh, dat is wel laag hoor.
It is a partly wet part of this season.
Ik ga denk ik 40-34 ga ik denken. En dan lower ik dadelijk mijn frontwing. Ik denk dat ik dat doe. Oh, Jumbo is meteen. Oh ja, die heeft natuurlijk een qualibaan. Ja, weet je, ik ga het gewoon met mijn draaiside proberen. Dat zal wel. Ik bedoel, ik weet dat die goed is, dus. Ja, maar dit is intermediate, dat kan wel. Intermediate gaat. Maar full wet, dat gaat niet. Full wet, dat is echt dramatisch. Maar vorige game was ik helemaal niet zo slecht in de regen. Ik weet niet of je dat nog kan herinneren. Toen was ik nog best wel goed.
And here we go. Welcome, bienvenidos, or as they say in Catalonia, benvinguts. The real Formula One has last seen the Circuit de Catalunya in such shape in 1996. And now ARL redoes these conditions at least for qualifying.
Ik doe er meestal wel lang over.
It is an extremely difficult circuit to drive in the wet. These long corners.
Ja, ik denk
And these long, steady acceleration zones. This is very, very difficult. But nevertheless, our 17 to 20 gladiators will make the most out of the conditions. And after all, a wet qualifying has the possibility to produce slightly different results.
Ja, je hebt goede achterkant ook. Ja, ja met wings, hè. Nou, ik ga ook eens poging wagen, we zien wel hoe ver we komen. Ja, is goed.
Entonces, parece que tenemos todos los vehículos en la pista en este minuto y inicio la vuelta rápida del ferrarista. Frena un poquitico menos de 100 metros. La primera curva son muy difícil, pero lo hace muy bien. Ah, tenemos un nuevo nombre para It's Leonard. Ahora tenemos un nombre de familia. Y tenemos el primer tiempo. Disculpan ahora ya que yo no puedo hablar así rápido que el comentario de español, pero es muy difícil hablar español y hablar todavía con sonido, pero lo voy a aprender. Never mind. In English I'll be a bit more steady. Entonces, esta curva renovada en 1995. Esta curva originalmente fue así, pero después lo cambian en 2004 y después lo cambian de nuevo en 2021. Esta curva, Bank Sabadell se llama originalmente. Esta curva aquí, New Holland, me parece. ¡Ay! ¿Esto es un sector rojo? No.
Nu wel echt de laatste 2 bochten, maar...
Y bueno.
P8.
80.
En het was echt een shitronde. ik weet precies waar ik kan improven en zo, dus dat is goed.
Sí, te creo también, eso se puede todavía probar.
Ja, same. Ik ook, niet meteen pushen.
Today it seems as if we have only one stream. Only the Ferrari driver is currently streaming, but I will keep an eye on Twitch to see whether we might have the old system to switch between Ferrari and Aston Martin again. After all, the radio Aston Martin is always very entertaining. Circuit de Catalunya. The one circuit that tests F1 cars from top to bottom, from left to right, from up to down, from front to back. All types of corners, almost. Beautiful circuit, introduced in 1991, just before the Olympics came to Barcelona. Followed the visit of the Spanish, followed the place of the Spanish Grand Prix in different places. It happened in Jarama, before happened in Jerez de la Frontera. It had also been downtown Barcelona, on a circuit called Montjuic, where Jochen Maas won a race in 1975 with heavy accidents.
Ik zit ook precies toen ik de pits in reed op low fuel mode, hè. Als dat die perfectie is, dan weet ik het ook niet meer.
And the radio Aston Martin is on another channel. Let's see how that looks. Loading, and here we come. Let's synchronize the volume. Rickard is doing what he usually does in the wet conditions. He takes enough fuel for several laps, which I think is a good strategy. We have a currently new pole setter in Chris. That would be a first, but with Adesi and Lucas in the same qualification, he is going to have a hard time finally securing that first pole position. And of course, coming back to a wonderful old word game, we do not have an English saying which goes, The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain, but not today. Today the rain in Spain is coming down on the virtual track of ARL, and I dare say it's going to give us a lot of entertainment. As you can see, new year, new health. So finally my voice is working again. I hope I will not cough at any point during the night, but if it so happens, well, still only human. Richard apparently is on a cool-down lap. Circuit is very, very populated. The two McLarens are close by, the two Aston Martins too, but I don't think this is looking like a slipstream exercise yet. Who knows? Might change. They're catching somebody extremely slow. Was that an Alpine? Chris is not giving up on his pole position. He's staying on it, whilst Richard has a good look at his teammate. This corner here is extremely difficult, this one too. I watched a few maneuvers in the dry exercise session. They could take it full in the dry, but in the wet, no chance.
Nice, P5 for now.
Well, if that was a slipstream exercise, it might have been a good one, and goes out of the way. And yes, there we have the challenges of the wet conditions.
Did I make you lose control?
No. Bueno. Pero no te preocupes, Richard, todavía tienes en mente de la calificación. Tienes todavía casi 9 minutos y bastante vueltas para llegar a una mejor posición para la competencia. About myself, I have been to Barcelona a couple of times. When I was a teenager, I was doing some rowing camps in the Olympic rowing lake near Barcelona.
Maybe 12% ERS was actually better.
I didn't learn Spanish in these sessions,
I did
but after achieving the A levels, I was curious to expand my collection of languages, so I went to Spanish course first in Zurich and then in Salamanca, closer to Madrid, which had also a Spanish Grand Prix, by the way, in a circuit called Jarama, where Gilles Villeneuve made a good demonstration of his skills in 1981, where he stayed in front in a Ferrari, which was almost impossible, but not quite. Now, Spain, of course, is the country of Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz Sr. and Carlos Sainz Jr. Now, Carlos Sainz Sr. never made it to F1, but Jr. is the only guy who managed to win a race in 2023 without a Red Bull. Now, I have to say, Richard did not win a race in the calendar year 2023 in ARL, but he did win first season Barcelona, but that was still in 2022. The same accounts for his win in France at the same time. Our two streamers are side by side.
He's saying not sure if dries or intense.
The Ferrari streamer is just a bit faster than the Aston Martin streamer, but that might change in about 20 seconds. Let's have a good look. That looks very confident, even in the wet. And he takes as much track as he can. Improves almost a second. I guess that makes him the fastest streamer of the day, yes indeed.
Is saying not sure.
P5, and indeed we see the first one out on soft tires. That is the way we do. It has happened in the games before. I remember very well in the end qualifying of PPR Season 4 in Interlagos. The track was wet, but everyone went out with soft tires. Max Duca will remember that very well as well. He finished their qualification in P3 and me in P7. We had a wonderful race after that.
But I am sure it's very tricky.
I'm sure it is.
I'm not sure. I take the risk and go out last.
Well, we have drying conditions now. But of course, as we also know from the last race,
I doubt.
the first prediction of the race weather does not necessarily have to be extremely precise when it comes to the actual race. So it might not only be the first laps that are in dry conditions, but the entire first stint that is in dry conditions.
No interns.
Now, Barcelona classically is one of those tracks where the red tires are only used in qualifying or in an extremely short stint towards the end, because the
I have no
circuit is
idea.
extremely hungry when it comes to
By the
tires.
way, Rick, for now, interns are still better because it's showing me minus 1/10 only on the softs.
That
So
is
the level
interesting.
is increasing.
Let's see how it looks from Ferrari point of view. He looks at his teammate. Now, currently Lucas leading ahead of Adesi. We're in the 118s. That would have been a normal pole position time around 1996, I believe. I'm not quite sure why the Ferrari streamer is looking at his teammate. He does not appear to be out of the session.
Dan is het soft.
He's also gambling on tires. Very interesting.
Ik ga het gewoon in 1 rondje doen dadelijk. Niet te veel risico nemen, dan sta je wel vooraan.
Well, mate, you gotta go out somewhere, you know. The soft tires are gonna be cold, so you need a couple of minutes to get them up.
Nou, deze is nice, deze ronde. Beter dan die van mij, P10. Ik ben P14 nu.
Now the race looks more dry. Interesting stat, we have the 3 sectors dominated by 3 different guys. So no one has nailed the lap.
Wat doe je dan?
Don't worry about it.
Ja, iedereen is op soft.
Well, 5 liters might be a little less. Of course, 5 kilograms. Sorry about that.
Ik wacht nog even met naar buiten gaan en dan is die time.
Indeed it is.
Iedereen gaat nu naar buiten toe.
Come on, get it out there.
Maar ik wacht nog even, want hoe later je gaat, hoe beter de condities zijn.
Why aren't you getting
Ik zit wel
out?
te struggelen op de softs hoor, ik ben aan het kijken. Let's go.
Good idea.
Soft it is, Danny. It's time to go out. Lekker.
Llegamos en los últimos minutos de la calificación. Ahora la mayoría del campo, o la mayoría de los competidores sale en los softs. Ya. El tren es claro, pero es difícil, es un desafío, pero gustan los desafíos a los pilotos. Ahora difícil entrar porque hay carros detrás. Y adelante. Eso tiene que ser el con lo neumático duro, lo blanco. Vemos ya que lo neumático de adelante son un poquitico frío. Eso no vale bien para la curva, pero quizá lo puede...
Ja, ik merk het.
No. Yeah, 2 laps might not be enough, mate.
1 minute to go.
But who knows, it might be just the perfect timing. Certainly you're one of the last to get the first lap in. Just don't hold anyone up. You have a couple of cars behind you. And we might have a lot of spins and half spins. But it's worth a gamble. Racing drivers do gamble, particularly in the electronic world where there is no real car damage at risk. So let's see how it does. It's only about pride. For the start-finish trade seems to pay off already. Handsomely faster. That was just about on the limit. Oh yes, he's saving a lot of time now. That might just have been the right decision. Max Duca seems to have stayed out on Inters. That might push him to the back. Lucas has just gone into 1/16. And our former streamer is shaving 10th after 10th off. Beautiful lap so far. Not the fastest possible, but keep it together. Ooh, yes, good. Brake early enough. No need to take that corner too narrowly, but accelerate out, but not too long. Very good. Here, don't wait too long. Yeah, the 10s are coming, good. Now stay within the lines.
Oh! Ik was bijna dood. P4.
And that is P4 currently. So it was the right strategy. The other streamer is even faster. Now,
P6.
where are the McLarens?
P7. Als ik daar die laatste 2 bochten niet verpest had, stond ik nu P5. Dat is echt geen grap.
Well, is Chris finally getting his pole position? Only 2 are left. Lucas is the only one that is in the pits, and therefore we have the first pole position for Chris after all.
Ja, maar die zijn al gedeerd.
Ferrari went on P8, Ricker on P5. So I think I'll stay with the Ferrari for the race start. P8 is a bit more action-packed usually.
Gewoon helemaal zijwaarts. Nou, daar heb ik echt 2 tienden verloren.
Now we'll have to look very closely at the weather forecast for the race. It might be just the right strategy to start on the hards, but of course they might cost you a few meters off the starting line against someone who starts on the mediums.
Ja, dat was een goede gok. Het was wel tricky hoor, want ik had natuurlijk mijn differential gewoon helemaal naar 50 gezet, hè. Gewoon echt alles loszetten. Dus het was wel echt tricky, maar het is gelukt.
No te preocupes, amigo, has hecho muy bien.
Dat had P6 kunnen zijn.
So then, are we gonna have more players? Tenemos un debutante, Riggedy.
Ja, dat is goed.
No está Rickert.
Ja, Lennart hebben we gewoon geoutqualified. Ja, daarom.
Let's see
Ik
if...
vind het ook een leuk circuit. Vooral nu de chicane eruit is dit circuit echt van de shittiest circuits echt naar de top 5 gegaan gewoon. Ja, zeker. Hier kun je mooi racen nu. Chicane was het echt treintje rijden, nu is het echt wel...
So, let's have a good look at the conditions.
Oh ja.
Yeah, try. This looks like medium hard or hard medium. I would fancy both.
Medium hard, zo'n hele race push hè.
Medium hard is looking for the better start. Same strategy I had in season 1 in F1
Lijkt
22.
langzamer, maar dat is minder tricky.
The hard tire can be pushed very nice to the end of the race.
En de tire pressures van mij moeten nog omlaag. Oké, ik heb ze.
Not quite sure what happened.
Ja, mediums, iedereen.
Y ahora se arrancan los motores. Estamos pronto para irnos y
Rem op tijd.
la ARL está activo en Barcelona. Entonces todos se van en medio en la región del Ferrari. ¿Y quién frena lo último? Ah, todo civilizado todavía. Tenemos
Ik heb box 1 overleefd.
muy pegado de este Mario de Mercedes. El Ferrari hace muy bien la primera curva, pero hoy esta Mario de Mercedes estaríamos a pegar. Hoy hay colisión. Ay, Otro Aston Martin, pero todavía todo en el circuito. Ah, no, eso no fue un Alpine. No, eso fue otro Aston Martin. Bosco está perdiendo en la curva 4. Ay, ay, ay. Y ya tenemos el primer warning. Bueno.
Ja, je gaat echt door de
Media vuelta hecho.
snijden, jongen.
He has held his position. And Rickard must have gained the
Ik ga
position
liever
of his
echt die
teammate.
aan het boksen trouwens dan aan het racen zijn.
Now another strong braking phase. We have one McLaren. We have Hatchet fighting against the Mercedes. No McLaren inside.
Ja, daarom wil ik ook geen soft.
We have Bosco on hards. That might explain why he struggled. And the pole sitter leads out of the first corner significantly.
Volgens mij een raket, jongen. Als mensen geen fatsoenlijke slipstream hebben.
Very tight in the first corners. Just a little closer and we have drama. Drama, of course, being no stranger to the Spaniards. They love a bit of good old drama. And Hatchet and the Mercedes are well on their way to create some. We have the first retiree of the session. Jumbo has gone. Well, shame.
Ik ben naar Lennart eruit gedrift. Maar Lucas zit hier echt te struggelen, jongen.
And it is Lucas who is around Hatchet. They're followed by Bosco and Rickard is ahead of them.
Waarom ken je dat liedje Tequila? Dat staat in één keer op mijn fucking PlayStation.
Let's have a look at the other. The end of lap 2 is being reached. Rickard is on mediums and Pankatleg is on softs. Now, was that a conscious choice or was that an error? Well, whatever it is, he brings in the fastest lap at the beginning. And he is on the leader. He is in the DRS window of the leader. The same cannot be said, or not just about, can be said for Rickard and Reifler, but the next DRS one is far away. Has to get these corners very clearly. How is he on overtaking? Already quite much VRS used. We have the two Haas not too far in front. That is interesting because Adesi is in one of the Haas and is usually very quick. Now Richard will get the DRS in the back straight. There we have it. Also Reifler has the DRS of Pankadleg and Pankadleg has the DRS of Chris. So the lead four are together, but Hatchet is just about out of the DRS window of Richard, and now he's back in again, and now he's out again. And now we're out of connection for a moment. But there we are back. Very nice. So I do wonder which tires Chris is on. I would assume mediums, but or even hards, considering that Pankadleg on softs is following him so well. Here, these first few corners, they are extremely harmonious, but also very difficult. For example, turn 2, if you touch the curb just a little bit too much, you'll see the racetrack from where it just came, and you don't want that. But once you have a rhythm in Circuito de Catalunya Montmeló, and actually Granollers is one of the most beautiful feelings you can have. I remember I was having a wonderful duel with Rickard in season 1 in Barcelona, and I didn't win the race, but it was a beautiful pushing exercise from start to finish, no mistakes from either. It was close, it was fair, it was beautiful. It was one of my best ever races in F1 22. And back to the present, we might see a pass for the lead. Pankadleg is very close on Chris, and his tires would certainly like some free air, and they get it. We have a new leader. That might be the first lead lap of the season of Pankadleg. It's not the first lead lap for Williams, because we've already had a Williams win this year. in the season. This year hardly, because the year has just begun. And we might still today see the fastest lap from a Haas, which would be a first in ARL history. But at the moment it doesn't matter yet who has the fastest lap, because as we don't have any refueling pit stops, the fastest lap comes usually towards the end of the race, and we haven't seen any raindrops on the forecast, so as a result it will only get faster towards the end when we have clouds, but no rain. Looking at the tires, Reifler should be in the best position, but of course he has to be careful that Chris doesn't undercut him too much when Chris changes to the hard tires. But that is far ahead. The past has shown that in Barcelona it is very easy to just make one little mistake in one corner and make the entire race a lot more complicated. Ricker is still just keeping out of DRS from Hedged. Lucas remains within DRS of Hedged as it is at this very moment. So we have apparently two groups of 4 at the very beginning, and we have now a Haas in pursuit. I presume that this would probably be Adesi. If we want to be sure, we have a look at the Ferrari stream. Yes, indeed, it is Adesi on P9, Ferrari on P10, and he has the second McLaren of Baby Drew behind him, and Luis F1 Senna behind him, and well, the Baby Drew might not be much behind the Ferrari. In fact, he is in front. Nice maneuver, but of course on the other side now he is not in the DRS window of Adesi. No, he is not getting there. Still not. Still not. So that might give the Ferrari an attack possibility again. But 5/10 is quite a lot going into start-finish straight. We will see. And did we have a pit caller or something? No, it was Senna who is almost on the height of the Ferrari, and in fact has also passed. Not a good lap for our former streamer. Lost 2 places and side of Adesi almost. Adesi now being followed by the Baby Drew and Lewis, and Hedged has retired. Well, that must be coming very soon. He must have retired just ahead of us. There is a car here where it does not belong. Yeah. And we have the Williams of Pankadlek. But those two were not in the same place before. Must have been on the wrong stream. It could be that Pankadlek had a problem and Hedged ran into him.
Ja, maar jij hebt ook damage, hè?
Well, anyway. Safety car it is. We are running lap 7 of 33. That's never enough for a hard tire job, but shouldn't stop the majority from trying. Here we see Rickard in that corner. He had already passed Pankadlek, so Hedged must have run into Pankadlek.
Ik krijg een penalty voor wat? Dat is bad. 3 seconden, nou ja. It is what it is.
Okay, go, go, go! That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting.
Wat zwaar. Dat was nog eens een 2-stop strategie, jongen. Of dubbelstack.
Oh. That's an ambitious one, but good for entertainment. Might stay with that one. Rickard is not currently delivering much. There we go. He has stopped.
Hedged? No, and Hedged left? There's 2 white cars on the grid, so
Well, those are the Haas.
never mind.
Thank you, like says on this, but shame on me. So basically, I think I'll get leave enough space for him. And we apologize to Edgar. So yeah.
That's why I avoided the softs, man. After 7-8 laps, they're dead. You cannot fight.
No. They will come back to life after a couple laps. No, really, that's what I experienced. I did 2 track sessions.
Bueno. Primer safety car del día. Tenemos Chris en posición 6, Ricker en posición 7. Vamos, estos dos han hecho un stop, pero yo pienso que Matt Pryor no ha hecho un pit stop todavía. Pero me sorprende porque está en medium ahora. Pero naturalmente los medium con 7, 8, 9 vueltas no son demasiado viejos todavía. El Alfa Romeo 3 posiciones adelante de Eric puede ser Max Tucha. Lo espero, pero también puede ser que Max Tucha es muy al fin de la cadena. Vamos a ver.
The softs has a big delta between softs and mediums, but between medium and hard, not much.
Yeah, but I did 14 laps on the softs.
Wow.
And 19, the tire there was like 65 or 67%, something like that.
Safety car is of course the perfect possibility to have a little bit of my homemade smoothie. Has the color of dark red wine but consists entirely of fruits. Not sure if they would sell it well in Spain, but who knows.
Maybe I extend and go to softs at the end. Let's see how it goes.
And it's a short safety car, only 2 laps. Came out on lap 7, goes in lap 9. 24 race laps remaining if we have no other interruptions. So Rickard will not probably stay in position, so therefore we'll see what Milan can do
Even teruggevallen, maar
with
nou,
his softs.
ik bedoel, voor mij rijdt een mediums en een hard, dus
And it is Max Tucha towards the end of the field, but he is on hard, so if he manages it, he does not have to pit again. But apparently there is another Alfa very close to the end, so both Alfa Romeos look further back, we don't know. Bit of a traffic jam here. So let's see what he makes of his softs.
we gaan.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button. Let's see what you can do. Green flag. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.3 seconds.
Oh my god, wat doe ik?
That was a very
Grip verkeerd ingeschat.
interesting line.
Bocht 1 compleet.
Reminds a bit of Coulthard in Hockenheim 1999, where he overtook Panis over the curbs, cutting the curbs entirely. So then, now is overtaking time. You're a soft shark amongst hard fish. So go. Next braking zone coming at the end of the back straight. The Baby Drew looking like the first possible target. Payback time, Baby Drew overtook him before. Now, let's see what he does. Can he be closer? 2/10 should be enough. Why doesn't he do it? Does he do it now? Does he have an acceleration advantage? Well, he does, but not enough. Quite a traffic jam ahead. Come on. 2.5 tenths going on the start-finish straight. No DRS, and even if it would be DRS straight, that looks like high wings on the Ferrari, so he must do it in the braking zone. Now what a train we have here in front. Spectacular. And here comes the first chance. Dive in? No. We have cars losing control.
Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
So that was the first pass, but it wasn't really an active pass.
Yo, heel langzaam hiervoor. Kijk uit. Yo, Alfa eraf.
Oh, that was
Als je
F1
safety
Senna.
car is, dan weet ik het ook niet meer. Ja.
He will not have the fastest lap today,
En nou zitten we goed.
but we have another safety car.
Ga jij stoppen of gaan we niet stoppen? Ja, ik denk dat ik wel buiten blijf.
Lap 11. Next lap 13, 20 laps. This would be worth a gamble on hard.
Aangezien ik nu die softs vrijwel kan extenden. En dan kan ik op het einde weer naar softs. Ja, dat red je denk ik wel.
Well, it was not the firework I anticipated, but nevertheless,
Yo, red P.
at least we saw the incident. Rickard, on the other hand, has made it already to P3.
P13.
Daisy and Chris ahead of him. Very nice.
Because they just have been in
Good trio.
Yeah, there wasn't gaps already formed.
are you on a medium?
Yeah.
But in front of you are on
So, Chris and
I
Rickard
have
can go
Leonard
to
on
the
hard,
end.
Ziffler on mediums in front of them. Pancrat leg on softs in front of them. Yeah.
If Pankadlek is still on softs, he must make another stop. So apparently he preferred early fireworks, but if he has to make another stop under green, he's out of the equation no matter what he does. In fact, I did once have an idea to propose for the FIA, which meant if somebody wants to drive the entire race on soft tires and does 3 stops, then he doesn't have to change tire compounds during the race. Never got an answer.
I
Maybe
didn't
the email
expect,
landed in spam.
Safety
Ah,
cars, to be honest.
would
today.
have been an interesting alternative.
On their tyres. Your last lap time was 1 minute 26.0. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Well, yeah, Rickard and Barcelona, apparently a good combination. We have no penalties amongst the first 5, but I did notice that the other streamer, the Ferrari driver, has penalties already.
Their tyres are 5 laps old, and the time last lap was 1:53.2.
So we know that Adesi has stopped.
Each lap.
Interesting.
I can do 20 laps on the mediums.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
no more laps. You can do it at least, I think. 19 laps is a normal window for the mediums, but
Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Time last lap was 1 minute.
There's a lot of drivers to go through, that's the issue.
have be patient, but also not too patient, but be careful fast. Oh, and put your ring repair to yes if you didn't do yet. That's going to happen.
So the field is bunched up. We have one Haas in P2 and one Haas at the end.
Make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Now it's up to Chris to find the right balance. Of course, he shouldn't accelerate too harsh in this final sector, at least not directly out of the slow corner, because otherwise he might be facing the field. Although he's taking a wide line, his tires wouldn't like that. We don't know who has the lower wings, but we might find out very soon. This should certainly try to go for it. And yeah, we did have a twitch. Yeah, I think we might see Adesi in the lead at the end of the start-finish straight. Rickard will record it for us. It's getting closer. Adesi tries, but someone tries on Rickard. That is the baby Drew. Nice driving alongside each other. Rickard. Oh well, and that was the driving alongside each other. Not so nice anymore, but at least the damage is. What? Oh, and the other streamer has gone. Let's see. No, already
Daar
gone.
ging mijn hele week voorbereiding. Let's fucking go.
Well, I gained positions illegally, but because they went off track, Didn't tell me to return the position.
Well, let's see. Maybe the alt streamer is now going.
Wacht even, ik natuurlijk restrategia.
So,
Oké, ik zou niet naar binnen gaan. Je kan wel naar hards gaan nu.
1 second. We have another safety car.
They're in front.
Ik zou het wel doen.
This time, okay, go now. And he knows exactly.
Ja, nou, anders kun je ook nog op het einde naar softs gaan. Ja,
But Chris would have a massive snap at the restart, so.
ik kon ook gewoon hier helemaal niks aan doen, jongen. Dat weet ik ook weer. Want Lucas zat aan de linkerkant, dus ik kon niet buiten. Ik zat zeg maar Lucas aan de binnenkant in te halen. Ja, en toen spinden ze voor mij. Ja, dan ben ik klaar.
So, this is the situation with the
They went
field.
off track.
18 persons have started. 4 are out.
Nee, ja, ik raakte niemand aan, dus dat is sowieso niet mijn
The
fout.
problem is, I'm worried.
And
I
Leonard
more than
pit
one
ook.
overtake.
Now,
En
radio
David
Aston
is
Martin
retired.
goes off. Now we have a Dutch
Yes,
and an English
Tim,
comment.
I'll stay in. Yes.
Very nice. So we finally have a classic stream again. So we look at Chris in the lead. Adesi P2. Lucas has taken over P3 after Richard and the baby Drew had their
Nee, volgens mij niet.
coming
Er is een
together.
PlayStation Discord dingetje, weet je wel. Van, ja, we introduceren Discord, maar daar blijft het ook bij.
Was maybe the baby Drew involved
Ja,
in
is
the
dat.
castle's retirement?
Is het ook. Maar ja, Sony is ook meer
Oh,
richting Microsoft als het tegen de datum toe aan het gaan. Hè.
oh, come now. Now don't make me slow. Okay, maybe it's time to switch off Discord.
Mhm.
Ah, well, very unfortunate restart in turn 2 and turn 3, that is clear. Bueno, ya tenemos el terzo safety car del día y eso solo una semana después que hemos tenido 4 normales safety cars y un virtual safety car en la última cara. Es un tiempo lleno de incidentes, pero es también parte de la acción.
Ja, deze race, jongen, we waren allebei fucking settled, jongen. We waren echt settled.
Now, Adesi will have learned something out of
Ja, ik ook.
Chris's
Ik heb heel
restart
stiekem dat
ethics.
ook al. Ik ga het wel terugkijken, want ik kan nu toch. Oh ja, ik zit op Twitch natuurlijk. Ja.
At the moment, it's not looking too great for Alpine, but that might have to do with the fact that Matt Pryor is trying an interesting strategy. He is pitting, still half the race to go.
Ja, dat zullen we moeten. Ja, even save full video. Tim, I'll go back to the screen once the safety car starts, don't worry. I'm quickly gonna rewatch it.
No problem, still about a minute to go. Max Duca has made up his way to P6 in the meantime. Rickert
Ja, ik
still
kon niks doen.
lurking in
Ik ben nu
P3.
letterlijk bij het moment. Ik zit achter Lucas, ik ga snijden naar de binnenkant toe, ja. Ja, nee, daar kon ik ga het ook meteen clippen en ik ga ze meteen, ik ga dit denk ik wel report. Ja, nee.
Former streamer considers himself not
reporten.
guilty for the incident.
Dus gaan we starten of niet?
Safety car in this lap. Rickert is now, of course,
Okay.
not in P3 anymore,
Just
but a
wait,
bit
give me
further
a
back.
second to quickly clipping it.
We'll have a look. P5.
Give me
No,
one
P7 it is.
second.
He's just behind.
Okay, yes, I.
No, that was me. No. P5 it is. Pankadlek still
Okay,
holds
here
the
we go,
fastest
Tim.
lap.
Enjoy the show and the Ferrari race engineer stuff.
Will do so.
Switching now.
Now, does Chris change his restart
Get
tactics? He does not. But, well, 50 meters ahead, no twitch this time, and 4/10. That should keep him safe. He is using a bit of battery, so is Adesi, 2/10, it's getting closer. But no passing. Rickert safely through turn 1 as well. Now, this penalty looks like a bit of Codemaster's nonsense, ignoring yellow flag at the restart. How could that be possible? But it will be in the reports later, I presume. Adesi is on crisp. And an Alpine tries to... Ah, dat is in fact Lennart.
Nee, gewoon banden sparen.
Rickert in P4 has passed A-Lord. Interesting. That feels like a Ferrari that has a lot of rear brakes. And we have less than 2/10 at the front. Okay, I need to see how that looks from
So what
Rickert.
is happening up front?
Ah no, there we go.
Places 1.
Ever closer. Not quite. Pero quizás un switchback. These 3 corners are so eternally long that many maneuvers are possible. And yes, indeed, we are at the moment we are at almost the start of the 2016 race. Just it wasn't 2 Mercedes, but and they did a little bit better than Hamilton and Rosberg. Riggedy in second half, currently with a respectable distance to the rest of the field. Not sure what happened there, but the front remains extremely tight. Adesi needs to get past. Other Ferrari of Danny is falling back, fighting with A-Lord at the moment. So let's see, DRS should be enabled in this lap, but that does not mean that this is not yet available on the start-finish line, but also only on the back straight. Matt Pryor running very wide, but still attacking A-Lord. Let's see.
Ik heb steeds een kijker en dan gaat hij weer weg. Prima, man. Ik weet niet wie het is.
2/10, 3/10, front is very tight.
Dit is Tim, switching within screens. Lennart pusht op het veld heen. Ja.
Max Tuka is holding P6 on hards. These should easily go to the end. He needs to make sure to stay in Reifler's DRS. Reifler has lost DRS to Rickert. Was that a mistake? Was that normal? And that Daisy Friedens. Oh, somebody running very wide in that corner. Another penalty for Lennart, but this is a normal one. This one will hardly be debatable. And now the start-finish straight. The second placed Haas almost on the level, and he is in the lead. He is in the lead. We have a Haas in the lead.
Okay.
He doesn't have the fastest lap yet. Oh, 3 wide almost. Around, was that Bosco? Adesi in the lead. And we have the first 4 within 1 second. Okay, I have to switch back to that for the time being.
He delayed me a lot, and
this
Danny
is
and
looking
Matt.
very interesting. We have P1 on medium, P2, 3, 4 on hards. This is a good duel. Now Rickert is still safe of Reifler when it comes to DRS. He is keeping within the 3 in front. Now this is a matter of keeping concentration and keeping the battery high enough for a good final attack and spurt. But then again, in Barcelona, you have to stay focused and concentrated every meter of the way. Now we have 3 cars of DRS behind the leader. Is the leader still going to be the leader? Leonard has the fastest lap and a lead change is imminent. It has already happened. Rickard has a bit of overspeed into turn 1, but no error or no significant error in turn 2. He stays within the DRS of the first 3. The more they duel, the happier he gets. But his battery is not yet charging up, and the Rifler is getting back into his DRS window, so that is gonna be slightly uncomfortable. Leonard has found the right gear in his Alpine. He is now going forward rapidly with the fastest lap.
Leonard's 5 seconds will be removed, by the way. Okay, so it's only 3.
I personally tend to agree. This is one of the things. I did not drive F123 ever, but I had the same problem in Assetto Corsa in another simulation a couple of weeks ago. The exit of this corner is so bad. I'm not sure what the strategy proposition there was. Is the Haas back in the lead? No, it is not. That is bad for Adesi and for his tires, because when they are behind, the hard-tired McLaren, his tires will get hotter and older. But it's extremely tight. And almost as tight between Rifler and Rickard. Rifler almost climbing over the rear wing of Rickard there. Very tight running in Barcelona. Rickard is under threat. Lucas has a wobble out of turn 9. And now we have a DRS turn of 6 and Rifler again. Trying to go on the inside. I personally would switch that rear-facing camera off. This is giving me discomfort only to watch as a spectator, let alone a driver. Mamma mia, or madre mia, as they say in Spain. Now, is there another lead change imminent? They're certainly very close. And yes. No. Adesi attacked on the outside there, or Rickard, no, Chris defended on the inside. Very interesting. A little pause here. The other Ferrari is on P11. Okay. Back here, but please give me a moving picture. That would be greatly appreciated. The race is already at 70%. Lap 23 of 33. Please move. Now we're entering lap 24. That's how far it was behind. Rifler has passed Rickard, so has Leonard. We have unfortunately missed that. Must have been on the back straight. Now there might be a DRS window open between P3 and P4. Leonard has used all of his battery, but Rickard doesn't have much left himself. Matt Breyer and Max Duca following. Question is whether Matt Breyer's tires will survive or whether he will fall back in the clutches of Max Duca. They both don't seem to be realistic to catch the front 6. Leonard was sliding a lot out of turn 4. His rear tires seem to be hot, despite the fact that he has no battery left. Rickard is falling back. I don't know if he has caught up any damage. Well, he's still within the DRS window. Maybe he's just trying to get the battery up again. But this race is far from over. No overtaking maneuvers in turn 1 this lap. But Ricker is falling back. What happened? He's almost a second behind Leonard now. Let's see how it looks from the outside. Rickard was already in lap 25, so this one can jump ahead a bit on actualizing. Let's see. This is dramatic. Rickard is trying to repass Reifler on the back straight, and he
Ja, nog
does.
steeds een kans.
No, that was Leonard, not Rickard. Very sorry.
Ja. Nee, die is nu weg. Die hadden we. Die hadden we heel goed, maar...
Daisy has taken back the lead. I missed that.
Ik ook.
18 laps old for the front
bij,
three.
maar-
And for Rickard. P4 and P5 have younger tires. Chris does not make it
Volgens
pass.
mij P7 of zo. Dus ja, ik ga snel eens terugkijken. Ja, P6 zelfs.
Now, this is very interesting. Chris might have the better tires, and he has a 92% battery, so it's looking good for him. But Adesi will do his best. Now, Rickety and A-Lord have pitted for new softs. They might go for the fastest lap. It might still become the first fastest lap for Haas.
Dus ik had er niks mee te maken.
This is how it looks from the comfortable championship leader. And we enter another lap. Start finish straight. 6.5 tenths between 1 and 2 and between 2 and 3. That doesn't seem like any imminent overtaking maneuvers. Would be greatly surprising, but Chris with 95% battery took off 4 tenths on start finish straight. So if he doesn't attack before the last lap, he certainly will in the last lap. 6 laps to go after this one. We still have a 6-pack at the front. We have a new fastest lap by Pankadlek. Bit of interruption again. Sorry about that. It's a good sextet. Then P7, 8, 9 is Matt Pryor, Max Duca, Don Bosco. Max Duca having the best tires of those 3. Let's see if it's enough for P7 for him. P10, second Ferrari, Danny. Lonely.
Ja, dat klopt. Hij heeft nog 5 seconden ook nog eens.
And the leading sextet is approaching start finish straight again.
Ja, dat klopt.
With Rickard still at the end, but still comfortably within the DRS range of the others. Let's have a look at Rickard's position. There we are. Start finish straight and some action ahead. Reifler trying Leonard. Reifler passing Leonard. Leonard flashing.
Just too far off for a decent slipstream. I'm just out. I DRS, but they are DRS and having a good slipstream, all of them. I cannot close the gap.
It's very hard, yeah.
But this is tight. It's beautiful driving. Very skilled, very controlled, but still, it's 5 laps after this one. The nerves might just start to jaggle.
Mediums are still good, by the way.
I'm sure that Adesi would agree.
No, just so you know that it's not yet.
And we have Chris in the lead again. Of course, that is poison for Adesi's medium tire, so Adesi will be desperate to get the lead back on the start-finish straight in order not to have his tires overheat too much and lose performance toward the end. Rickert having a bit of a slide, Leonard flashing. And how is it looking at the very front? What do the colors indicate? Orange is leading into turn 1 and orange is leading out of turn 1. So Adesi is being trapped a bit. Oh, and someone is leaving. That was Reifler. Why did he run so wide? Was that a tank slapper? But the lead group has been reduced to 5. And of course, the fight for the first 5 places is a net 4 fight, because even if Leonard gets his 5 seconds taken away, he still has gotten +3, and Reifler has got to catch up again. He has got mediums. Might that be a sign of things to come
Man, this
for
underbody damage is ridiculous.
Adesi? One must hope not, because the lead fight is as close as I ever remember it in Season 3. It is beautiful to look at, and Leonard has another beautiful slide out of Bank Sabadell. Oh.
And I cannot do shit.
So then, this is a possibility for Rickert. Now we will see who has the flatter wings. It's pretty equal. And Adesi has taken over the lead again. His tires will like that. Chris is sitting pretty in P2, but Lucas is now, after a series of bad races, finally back in the front where I'm sure he thinks he belongs, and Season 2 standings will definitely agree to that. And it seems as if Rickert has found the second life, or the second wind, as they said in 2021, of his tires. Now it is all about managing these curbs right. He should not take too little, but definitely not take too much of these curbs, because they can be very difficult. Leonard behind him on track and on total. This is a good perspective to have a look at this lead fight for the last couple of laps. So even despite the fact that we have a normal stream existing on Milan's channel, I will probably keep to the inside. Chris is still second, and he does not attempt the pass in the third last lap. 3 to go. 5 people in the lead. Reifler falling back. Did Reifler damage his front wing against competitor? We don't know. We will find out somewhen. Now Leonard of course knows that he has +3, so on one hand he wants to irritate Rickert and push him into a mistake, but I don't think he wants to touch him, because he knows that realistically he can't put 3 seconds in between. And we're having great cinema here. So, Chris putting himself in position. And Lucas now suffering under the same kind of maneuvers as Leonard did before. Can Rickert profit? 5/10 might be just a bit too much, but there we go. And we have a lapped car coming close. Might that be the opportunity for a bit of teamwork between the two Haas? No, not yet. Chris takes over the lead at the beginning of, as Murray Walker famously put it, the last lap but one. Or as the Spanish said, la penultima vuelta. And Rickert is struggling again to stay within DRS of the top 3, but he does. Ooh, another slide from Lucas. That might be a chance in the last 1.5 laps for Rickert to get onto the podium. What are the leaders gonna do? We have a Haas that is on his way to being lapped, but if he is being lapped normally, he will give DRS to Chris, and Adesi wouldn't want that. So, but are they even aware that they could have team tactics at Haas? Do they even want team tactics? Well, we're gonna find out. No, no team tactics. Rickety is being very gentlemanly, leaving the front 5 through. So then Chris is trying to create a gap, and the gap looks menacingly big to Adesi, but I'm sure they will both apply quite a lot of battery now. Rickard has no battery left almost to apply. He's almost on the risk of losing power and no position change into turn 1 of the last lap. But we have many curbs still ahead. The lap is long and full of potential traps. Chris, Adesi, Lucas, Rickard, Leonard and Reifler. Reifler has dropped back even more. He is at the moment behind Leonard even with the penalties, so I presume he must have either very old tires or damage. Now then, back straight. Chris looks safe. But we know how tedious these last corners can be. Leonard not attacking Rickard, Lucas sliding again. It seems over, but is it really over? What will this corner here have to say about it? First 3 are through. No more wobbles. No. And it looks like another win for our ARL Max Verstappen. It is indeed, but Adesi gave it all he could. Let's see. Oh! Reifler not happy with his race, but crashing after the finish line. Yes, I know these maneuvers. Some people like to do that. Oh. And now my browser is unhappy.
Happened to me, you will be
So there are the results. Let's catch those. Too late, but no, not too late yet. Who has the fastest lap? It is Pan Kadlec. So not the first fastest lap for Haas yet, but fastest lap for Williams. Good close race. Despite 3 safety cars. More red tires than anticipated in that race. Couple of collisions that will have to be analyzed. But all in all, good stuff. Entonces, muchas gracias por visitar la ARL en Barcelona en una semana continua en las calles de la Principalidad de Mónaco. Dans une semaine, on visite la principauté de Monaco, Monte Carlo. Déjà, j'ai envie pour observer cette compétition parce que ça va être quelque chose d'autre. Je peux vous prometer. Muy bien, entonces, gracias por ver y disfrutan los replay. Thanks for watching, enjoy the replay and have a nice evening and a nice week. Adios, muchachos.